What is going on, my diggity dogs? It's your boy, the CEO of Fibers. Yeah, that's right. I'm actually the CEO of Fibers. And I'm coming at you with the same Roblox tier list. This is episode 10, so pretty big milestone for 100 games. This is going to be a sort of all-stars episode where I'm picking my favorite games on Roblox and I'm going to be putting it on my tier list. These are obviously going to go very high, so this is more so just my opinions on these games and what I think about it, rather than how these compare to all these other games. Because most of the games on this tier list do not compare to the games I have down here. So let's get started. Starting up, we have Blox Cards. Blox Cards is if I had to put it in a simpler term, I would say it is like Yu-Gi-Oh, but extremely simple, I would say. Like, if you want to get into Yu-Gi-Oh, I would start out playing Blox Cards, because this game is exactly like Yu-Gi-Oh. There are different archetypes that you can use. There are a bunch of different abilities. Some cards don't do anything at all. Some cards do a whole bunch of stuff. There's a big map that you can go around to battle different bots. You can battle NPCs. You can battle people. There are puzzles to solve, or you have to defeat your opponent in one turn. There's a lot of different events that happen, and this game gets updated like a lot, where they're constantly adding new cards, they're adding new arts for cards, they are like changing up and balancing cards. This game also sort of seems like a love letter to Roblox itself, because most of the cards in the game are based off of Roblox. There's like different archetypes of the game are based off of different factions and groups of Roblox. Like, there's the Doge cards, there's Core Blocks and Red Cliff and Overseer cards. There are developer cards in the game of people who made Roblox, like there's Shedletsky cards, there's Telemon, which is an actual person you can battle, as well as a card, I believe. It can get pretty crazy with some of the different cards in the game, as well as it can get really difficult as well. And I sort of like that about this game. Even though it kind of feels like sometimes your opponents are cheating, because they get like special cards that you can't get. But at the same time, I don't think these things are supposed to be normal people like you. So I guess it makes sense that they could cheat a little bit. I've played this game for hours and hours. This game is I hold this game very dear to my heart. So, starting out strong, I'm putting this up above Abyssal into Bless My Soul. Next up, we have Doomspire Brick Battle. Yeah, that's right. This is actually going to be in this tier list. This is one of the OG games, along with like Crossroads. This game has been innovated on a whole bunch, but I don't feel like anybody has ever gotten it right like how Doomspire Brick Battle has. This game is very similar to stuff like Chaos at the Bistro, where it's kind of just, there's no point to the game. You just go and you defeat the opponents and you knock their spawns off into the void, and then their team loses. I put this game on here for a reason. This is a very fun game. This game is very popular for a reason. Not only is it one of the original Roblox games that got popular, it's just a good game. It's a good game to come back to. So this is going all the way into the very bottom of Bless My Soul. The gameplay is very simple, but you kind of get that for early Roblox games. Next up, this is a bit of a weird one. We have Egg Hunter Tycoon. This is not like any of the other games that I have on this tier list, simply because this game is the first Roblox game I ever played. I remember the first time I heard of Roblox, I watched a Dan TDM video play this game, and I thought, oh, that's cool, I'll go play that. And well, here I am now. This game is a tycoon, so it's a very basic game where you sort of buy stuff and wait until you get more money. There's also different badges that you can get by going around the map and hunting for eggs. There's just things that are randomly out and about. There are eggs that are hidden in caves that you have to parkour to get. There are eggs that are up in the sky. There are eggs that are on other planets. And the tycoon itself is kind of, you dispense eggs into the conveyor belt instead of like little cubes that most tycoon games have. So it's at least a little bit more thematic due to just how much exploration there is, as well as the dopamine you get from your number goes bigger. I might put it right here and take it or leave it. just below the mind, because there's a lot of exploration to be done, as well as you getting dopamine from your number getting bigger and your tycoon expanding. Alright, next up we got Facade. This is not the weird looking dialogue simulator. I don't even know what that would even be called. This is a puzzle game where the narrator is supposed to be sentient, and you sort of like break the game eventually, and you like go out of the map, and the narrator has like an existential crisis where he thought that the world was real around him, but then realized that it was just a game. At the very end of the game, one line that sort of really stuck with me is that when the narrator tells you to not forget him, and that is the main reason why I'm putting this game on this tier list, because I don't want him to be forgotten. Even though this is just a story and the character isn't real, I still get like goosebumps whenever I think about that line. So I might put it. This game gives me the same feelings that I get from 1006, but I feel like I might have enjoyed this game more because 1006 is not really. It's not as fun as Facade is. Facade is originally, at the start of the game, it's supposed to be a puzzle game, but 1006 is kind of more of a walking simulator plus some reading. So I would say Facade goes above 1006 because of that, because it has more to do. Next up, we got Journey to the Sun. Journey to the Sun is made by the same people who made Abyssal. I would say this is sort of like a beta for Abyssal. There's a lot of kind of the same characters, as well as some of the same cosmetics, I guess I would say. Although that's kind of in every single game that's in Next to Reality. That's from Next to Reality Games. That's that's the group who made these two games. Journey to the Sun, I believe, really got me into exploration games. And nothing has really topped it since. I play a lot of exploration games like Rainy Vibes, or Catacombs Exploration, or Komorebi Island, just because I'm sort of searching for games that will innovate on the games that I play like this game did. At least for me, it innovated. So this is going above Abyssal, but below Blocks Cards. Just because Blocks Cards is just that much fun. I think I spent more time in Blocks Cards than I have in Journey to the Sun. Blocks Cards has way more replay value. I would say it's also higher quality. Next up, we got Lumion Legacy. This is the first game that I played on my channel. There is so much to do in this game. There are a bunch of Lumions to collect. There's like a mastery that you can do where there are different goals to achieve for each and every Lumion in the game, or I guess each Lumion line in the game. There's also some stuff that you see in games like Pokemon where there's fishing and there's breeding, quote unquote. This is more like a ranch than anything else, where it attracts other Lumions of the same species. Something that I really like about this game is that multiplayer is easily accessible and PvP is easily accessible. My favorite Lumion in the game have to be Trumbull. I've played the game a lot on a second account because I forgot to change my account after buying Robux because I wanted to buy a couple of game passes, which, by the way, the game passes in the game are not pay to win, which is really cool. I really like that about this game. They're just sort of different cosmetics. There's nothing that you can really do in the game except for buying starter Lumions in order to get better, or in order to beat other people in the game. But I haven't bought a single other starter. Although one downside to this game is that it's not done, and I feel like we only get an update to it once every couple of years. Now I know that it's not exactly the people who made this game's fault. I understand that they have other things to do. I'm just saying it's a bit disappointing that I can't play more of this game, because this is a really good game and I want to play more of it. I would have to say this game goes below Blocks Cards, just above Journey to the Sun. Because just like Blocks Cards, there is a lot of variability in different teams that you can try out, the different strategies that you can use. But I feel like Blox Cards is just more enjoyable. There is just more to do in the game. Next up, we have Momoguro. This is a game that I played on this channel. I picked this game kind of because this game is pretty good. Not as many people play it as I think they should. This is sort of like a creature catching game, kind of. Whenever you go into battle with a creature, you have to dance battle them where you hover your cursor over blue and green bubbles that pop up on your screen, and you have to avoid the red ones. And then once you actually beat the creature, you can go and hatch the little geode that spawns. Once you hatch the geode, you could equip the monster, and each monster in the game does something different. Like it'll give you higher jumps, or it'll allow you to smash rocks, or allow you to see platforms that you couldn't have seen before. At the end of each different area, there's like a big singularity, I think is what it's called in the game, where you have to go in, dance socks off of these superpowered monsters that are just like the exact same monsters from the current area that you were in. This game is very fun. It's very addicting as well. I just wish this game got more players, because I want to show the people who made this game more support. I'd say this goes right below Life Purpose. I think I just enjoyed the story Life Purpose has more than Momoguro, and while I have come back to the game a bunch of times, I feel like Life Purpose sort of leaves a more longer lasting effect on you than Momoguro does. But it goes above Prototype, because I would say this game is more enjoyable than Prototype is. Prototype is kind of a more simpler game. There really isn't a whole lot to do. The only good part about this game is different twists and turns that the story has. But like as I said, I think I get more enjoyment out of Momoguro than I do out of Prototype. Next up, we got Mug Your Grandma Simulator. This is probably the goofiest game that I've played yet. It's full of just random stuff. It is not a simulator, as a title might suggest. I've played this game a couple of times on my channel. My most popular video is my first Mug Your Grandma Simulator video. The creator of, or at least one of the creators of Mug Your Grandma Simulator, commented on both of the videos that I've played on this game. So it's pretty interesting getting to interact with one of the creators of this game. There's a lot of different things to explore and do. Some of it has sort of been removed from the game, and some of it has been added ever since I last played it. The weird boat pieces that I got in the first episode of the game, those aren't in the game anymore. The big grandma that you can fight, that's not in the game anymore. This game has sort of more so become a PvP game, but most of the guns do not function anymore. Yeah, they just don't shoot, which is kind of strange. It seems to me that the creator of the game sort of abandoned it, but originally when I first played this game, it was kind of just goofy fun, but now I feel like it's kind of a shell of its former self. I would say this goes right above Egg Hunt Tycoon. Both of the games are kind of or loosely based off of exploration. It's just that Mug Your Grandma Simulator is more fun to play than Egg Hunt Tycoon because of the PvP aspect of the game. Alrighty, next up we got Sundowner. This is one of the first games that I played for my 3 Roblox game series. I played a whole bunch of it after that in one big session of me recording it. I got a lot of the endings in the game that I didn't know even existed. There are these weird orbs around the map that you can collect, and then you can slot them into this like the little platform area, and then like you get like scorched or something. You just like die. I don't really know. I don't really understand it. You can burn from the sun. You can starve. You can just not do anything. You can wait out until the last day of the game, of which it rains, and this rain is like, I don't even know, it like infects your body or something. It's really weird. A cool area I found in the game is this underground area that are full of these different tablets that sort of each give you a hint on how to get the ending associated with it. And then once you get the ending, the words will light up, I believe. So I got quite a few of the endings. Some of the endings are very nondescript, so I kind of had to look up a guide for some of them. One gripe that I do have with this game, it's like most of the story games that I've played that have different endings, it is very repetitive. Similarly to games like Genitor 2.0 or Beyond the Shelf, it's just you have to go through the same beginning steps in order to get to where you want to go. So because of that repetitivity, is that even a word? I don't know. I'm thinking to put this game either above or below Rainy Vibes. Maybe I'll just think of it as the same place as Rainy Vibes. So I think I've seen these two games in the same place. It's kind of similar to Rainy Vibes because there are a bunch of different tasks that you can do. Although in Rainy Vibes these are quests, in Sundowner these are endings. Rainy Vibes is more of an aesthetically pleasing game, but Sundowner is way more interesting to look at. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is made by the same people who made Moonstomach. So these two art styles are pretty similar because of that fact. So just like Moonstomach, I really enjoyed the art style of this game, which is why I think it's on par with Rainy Vibes. Last, but certainly not least, we have a juggernaut of Roblox games. This is one of the best games that I have played on Roblox, and one of my favorite games of all time. This is Abyss World. Abyss World, I played this game, I think, 2 or 3 times on this channel, and I enjoyed most of it. This is a kind of ragey sort of game, with a very crappy jumping mechanic. This game is loosely based off of Made in Abyss, which is a manga slash anime. This game is probably the most beautiful game that I've ever seen. The world is expansive with different buildings and NPCs that you can interact with or look at. There's different enemies, there's a lot of really challenging jumps to make. Sort of recently they sort of did these different quests that you can do for each checkpoint, where I think one of them is to speed run the checkpoint that you were at, which is pretty fun. There's a lot of secret jumps and different paths that you can go to. There's different chests that you can find, as well as different items that you can pick up off the ground, and you can use these items to craft stuff like well, the only thing I can think of is potions. I don't know how to craft them, but I think you can craft them. I don't think the game is fully out yet. I don't know because I haven't made it to the very bottom yet. I think I did in my original playthrough of the game, but since then a couple new floors have been added, or a couple new checkpoints have been added, so I'm currently working on getting down there. This game goes to the very top of the tier list, just because most of these games do not compare. I feel like Abyss World and Blox Cards, if I could break the rules for just a couple of these games, I would say these two go above Blessed My Soul, because these two games are sort of my main games. These are the highlights of Roblox, I would say. Alright, well, that's all I really have to say about this. We made it to 100 games on this tier list. Pretty big milestone. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Bye.